Welcome back. This is function notation. In different parts of the world, we have different function notations. As a beginner, we learned that we can use y is equal to, for example, x squared minus 2, for example. But as you go up in your studies in mathematics, then we are not using y anymore. We are using f of x is equal to x squared minus 2y, because if I have another function here, y is equal to 3x minus f plus 5, for example, then I have the same y. But instead, I can use g of x is equal to 3x plus 5 to distinguish these two different functions. Okay, but other use this notation. As you can see here, the function f such as x is equal to 2x squared minus 3x. They are using this function notation. So if you can see that, then it is similar to this notation, f of x. Okay, so you should know that y is equal to f of x. Why? Because y is what we are using in our coordinate system. Other teachers or professors use this x, and then they don't write y there, they write f of x. But you should understand, because we have x and y coordinate. Remember that I wrote different functions, and I started with linear function. Usually, they don't call linear function as a function. They call it linear equations, but it's good to start with as calling it linear function. It looks like this. F of x is equal to m times x plus b. Other countries use this. F of x is equal to kx plus m. Or, in general, ax plus b. Okay, different. But why it is linear? Because the highest degree of your x is 1. As you can see here, the degree of your x is 1. And then the next is the quadratic. Sorry for that. Quadratic function. It is always look like this. It is ax squared plus bx plus c, where a cannot be 0. Okay? Well, as you can see here, the highest exponent that you have is 2. So you have quadratic function. So if you have polynomial function, third degree and up, polynomial function. Actually, linear function and quadratic function are also polynomial functions, but we distinguish them by their names, special names. Here now is degree 3 and up. Okay, it is always look like this. F of x is equal to ax raised to 3 plus bx raised to 2 plus cx plus d. And a cannot be 0. Why? Because if a will become 0, then we go back to the quadratic function. In quadratic function, if a is equal to 0, then we are back to linear function. So if we have degree 3, then we need to have a at least 1 is equal to 1. but not 0. Okay, and you know already degree 4, we have ax raised to 4, and so on. In general, we have f of x is equal to ax raised to n, where n is constant. Okay, and then we have the exponential function. I have a whole series of video on exponential function, or just exponentials. And then it is always look like this. F of x is equal to ax raised to it is always like this, c multiplied by b raised to x, where b is a constant, it's the base. Okay, and then we have the logarithmic function. I am not going deeper to this because I have a series of videos about exponentials and exponential functions and logarithmic functions. I think I have also some quadratic equation functions already. So please watch them if you need to deepen your knowledge about this. F of x is equal to logarithm of x with a base b. If its base is 10, then we have only logarithm of x. Base b, I meant other bases, and here base 10. Okay, and then we have the rational function. Rational function I am going to discuss in this series of videos. It is always look like this. I will take another color. F of x is equal to, we have ax plus b divided by bx as cx. Cx plus d. As you can see, this is a linear, this is also linear. Okay, we can start with very easy later about this. Okay, in my next video I will be discussing some examples how to find the value of a certain function given x or given y. Okay, see you there.